Sorry, I haven't got in yet. There.
Oh,
Huh?
Well, 6 not too bad.
Okay, I'm actually live right now, just so you're aware.
That would have been.
I didn't get rained on, but yeah. So did I hear the shop first?
I don't care either way.
Well, you tell me. What are...
Yeah, let's go to the shop first.
Okay. Good. My understanding, you want to stay at Jade's for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And so if we went to Jade's, because 8 out of this many means there's that many students.
Oh, I didn't. Wish I didn't have to do that freaking math. Where is that?
Yeah. And the number of credits and whatever.
I'm not gonna put those in
He's
there.
pulled up to 8th in his class. I will say that his GPA for this year was 3.6, and he had an extra 1 1/4 credits over how much he could, if you don't take, or no, not 9, 8 full credits every year if you don't take seminary. But he has taken seminary both years. And yeah, he did take seminary this year, so we're pretty proud of him with that. And his lowest grade this time was a C.
A C plus.
It was a C plus, okay. That's fine. But what I was gonna say is that was
It was my highest grade last year.
well, not just that. It was the term. No, I think you got 1 B last year.
No, I didn't. I didn't get any B's.
Anyway, it was the term that everything with coronavirus hit, and right in the middle of the term he had to switch from in-person to online, which he really struggled with.
Oh, no, you're right. It was a C. And I did get a couple of B's.
And what?
No, you were right. It was a C. And I also did get a couple of B's in my first.
Like I said, I thought you got...
Nope. C was English 1. When I was
Okay.
extremely freaking sick.
Oh, okay.
And so it messed me up.
I thought it was the term, but okay.
Nope. No, that's the term where, like, I got sick and they said, if you're not feeling good, you're not allowed to come to school for the next week.
Oh, yeah. It was the beginning of, like, it was January, February.
Yeah.
Where the worry was there, but it wasn't full blown yet. And we had gotten pretty sick, but they basically said you have to be healthy for something like a week before you come back. Just to ensure that that if it was coronavirus for some reason, you didn't pass it to others. So, yeah. So it still was due to the coronavirus.
Not really.
Well, yeah, it was, because they wouldn't have had that week thing if it wasn't the coronavirus, and that's what set you up for even worse. Does that make sense? Because up till then, you were catching up pretty okay. And your English teacher had been able to work with you, would have been able to work with you, that if you did get sick, you would have caught back up really easy, but having that extra time off made it even harder. So, So, and he only has one, and then I think he has like, what, 1 or 2 B's is all?
B minus, a B, and then the rest were, well, I think I have like one A minus, like
yeah,
a couple
but the
of
rest
A's
were all
and
in
then
the
A+.
A's. A minuses and A's.
Yeah.
So,
My B minus was in math. Because it's math, and yeah.
was it the same term? Just curious,
It was
or
the
was it
coronavirus. And math sucks online. Because it's not very easy to ask questions. You have to either like email them or text them after like the actual lesson or like something. You can't really, because they were recording it, so it's really hard to like ask questions and like it's, yeah.
I would bring that up next year because you still have at least one more math class. And I would, because actually if you have that question, what's the chance of, so I will say this, in college, if you take an online math class.
College is different than that, like
Well,
how they do.
let me finish. One thing many of the teachers I had said was, if you have that question, there's a chance there's a high chance others have the same question. So we actually want you to ask on the while we're recording, so that we can show others how to do the same thing. So that we can teach, walk it through in a live, showing others how to do it. Does that make sense? Have it recorded, but that way everyone can see the explanation. And the teacher actually told us, she said, the reason I say this is because I'm sick and tired of walking people through, or she said, I used to have them wait till after and ask me questions, and I found I was having to have open up a separate a live for them so that they could see how to do it. But I was repeatedly teaching telling students and opening the live for questions that are answered the very same. They may not be asked the very same, but they're answered the very same way, and having to go over it again and again and again and again. So it's just easier. Ask it during the live. Like she would leave time at the end, and she would say, okay, now that you've all had a chance, because she would have us do certain ones of them during the live stream, plus have one live in between when the instruction and the end of and when it was due, so that you could actually ask questions at the next live stream too on the assignment. And she would say, any questions on what we've talked about today? And then she would also say, ask for any questions on the assignment that was coming up.
That's a shiny car.
Or that was almost due, if that makes sense.
Where am I looking? Envelopes.
Ask Mom. Just say, we need to send off some for my Social Security card. Are they here now? Not there. I kind of think that just came in late, the warning, yeah. So, we'll go look at that in a minute. I'm trying to look at this. 19 hours and 8 minutes, clock on a rock. That's the wrong thing. I want this. Oh yeah, I know why that's open. There. I'm not going to answer that just because of live streaming and everything else. Guessed that right. Good. Okay. So, okay. Coming soon. Who knows when soon is, but we will get some SOS training. Level 4 or above. Mastery increases your spells so that the confoundables don't, or so that the spells are easier to do. Departure denial reduces the foundables as leaving. Potions works on boosts the strength of potions and brew time shortens. You'll also be able to unlock new spells called field charms, which trace is for traces. Brings in even more traces. Inns have to be used on inns and bring in spell energy, and greenhouse charm brings in extra potion ingredients. The inns and the greenhouses works for everyone around you, but they're directly on inns or greenhouses, and I don't really like that. Did you get a stamp too, or just the envelope? We'll have to buy a stamp.
No, I need to get a stamp. I'm sorry.
Well, the only way to send something is with a stamp. But that's it. What did Mom say? But a stamp's easier to buy just one than a envelope, if that makes sense.
What did Mom say about what?
When you said I need an envelope to send this off.
She said, okay.
And told you where to find them?
No, she brought me upstairs. Because I wouldn't know what to look. And so she was asking if I wanted an envelope like this or one smaller. And I didn't understand what she was saying, and so she just brought me upstairs like, do you want this one or this one? I was like, this one.
Yeah. Either one would have been okay, but that one is better.
Much easier, because I only have to fold it twice instead of...
Precisely. That's why I said that one is better.
Should I just seal it right now? Or
yeah, go ahead. There's nothing else that needs to go in it. We just need to put a stamp on it and the address. So, you can take the phone again. Yes.
Really? Did it not?
So after years of trying to get his Social Security card, because we have not had it since his dad took it, and every single time we went we could go down,
I lost my ID.
Yeah. Well, so the first time they told us when we tried to get it, they said, "Oh, all he needs to do, you need to have a printout of his school, from his school, of his school records and whatever."
Does my ID need to be in this?
No. asked that specifically. Of his school records. And you need to come down with your, and we need his birth certificate. And you need to come down with your driver's license and whatever. So I did exactly what they said. And they said, oh, he has to be here because of his age. Which they hadn't told me that. They said that I had to be there. And his sister or his brother, we were getting theirs too, and they had said they had to be there, but not him. They had said he didn't have to. Well, we got down there and they said, no, he has to be here. And we're like, crap. Okay, well, and they said, and he has to have a picture ID. Oh, I'd taken his picture ID with me because they had said that at the time. So I was like, okay, well, and I went from there. Well, then we get going from there and whatever. And we get then we keep trying to get him down, and every single time we had a chance to go down, so when he was out of school and they were open, he didn't have his ID. And that's been for a number of years now.
Yeah, because I used to never care about my ID because I was like, I was an idiot. I was like, I don't care because it's not useful.
But I couldn't take it from him because it was needed for school lunches.
At the time, yeah.
And so I couldn't hold on to it until we needed it because he didn't care. And yeah. So it's been a process, and this last time I called, they said, oh, all you need is these things. There is these, I print out from the school. Huh? I think Jade might be there.
Actually. Just go to the other house.
To there or there?
Yeah.
Okay. And check there, and then if he's not there, come back, or what?
No, because if they're over there, they're working.
Okay.
And if they're working, I don't want to be like, hey, let's hang out.
How long are you just seeing, and then if he's not there, we're going home, or?
No, I'll just stay, because I have stuff that I can do here. Like, edit his video. Like, there's so much I can do here.
Okay.
Essentially, I just wanted to hang out with him. But if he's working, I don't want to be like, hey, you have to come and help me. You have to come and play, like, just, I don't know. I see. I know exactly what's going on.
I was wondering if the kids were home already. And
no,
then I'm like, no, that doesn't. That looks like they're actually doing something here.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so what I was saying is we got told, oh no, all we need is, so what you need to do is fill out the form and then have them, and have the school fill out the transcript, whatever, proof of attendance, and that's all we need. So, hopefully that's all they need, because he's already had one, is what they said. So hopefully we can get his social security card. So I was looking at theirs, obviously they're doing work on Dad's house. I'm not quite sure what. But there was a great big semi there. And so, yeah. And I have not heard... Brett heard from Mindy last night around 6, 7 is what he said, our time. And they were eating dinner at the house of a member there in Oklahoma that Danny had known when he was there, while he was on his mission. And that's the last either of us have heard. Hopefully they'll be home, or we're figuring they'll either be home depending on when they left. If they left last night, they might possibly be home late tonight. We're actually hoping it's more like tomorrow night, or sometime tomorrow. And the reason we're hoping that is it would mean that, one, they probably didn't leave until this morning. But then, two, they did find a place to sleep tonight for some of the time, because Mindy is not driving at all. Danny basically said he wouldn't let her because of the type of vehicle it is. It's a stick, but it's a 6-gear stick, not a 5-gear. And where Mindy only has her learners and has never really driven a stick and is terrified to drive the minivan, we would much prefer for her to not drive that vehicle. Because it's going to be bigger than the minivan. And then add in a stick shift on top of it, which she has never driven before, I don't think. So, yeah. If that had been them, I would have been highly concerned, because it would have meant that they had to go, they basically would have had to speed for that to be them, with when Brett talked to him last night. So, that had me worried. And on the subject of Daniel's mission, we finally found out why he hasn't heard anything hasn't been able to get in touch with the stake president to hear anything from him. So he left it up to me to get in touch with the stake president for him, because he hasn't been able to. And I did some looking, research, whatever. And, well, so I tried to call yesterday, to call. I honestly tried to call both him and his wife, and both of them came back as the number was disconnected. And so then I tried to get a hold of the state clerk, and after a little bit of roundabout, or one of the state clerks, which in the LDS church, it's the state clerks that schedule the appointments with the stake president or his counselors. You have ward clerks, state clerks. Here in Utah, there are, and it used to be even bigger. It was recently split, and part of our ward and part of another ward was used to create a different ward. or no, part of another word was used to create a different word, and then part of our word was put into the word had been split. But they try to keep a certain number of active families in a ward, because they need a certain number of... Tried to call him? Yeah, the phone number doesn't work. Oh, I bet it's the old phone number. And I'll have him get a hold of you. So that ended up working out really well. Stake president called later on yesterday, and we told him what was going on, what needed to happen for us to find out. And he's like, ooh, that's right, I need to get on that. So he is contacting the finally accepted this time, so he can see where last time it went crazy. But and then he had me double check and let him know, and it is changed now. But it was kind of one of these things where it ended up for the best that Danny couldn't get in touch with him, because no one could get in touch with him, and I had the chance to work with him, because rather than him having to walk me through how to reset everything and check and everything else to have it update, I already knew how, because I'm a beta tester of the place. You can go and look it up, of the app. So that was good. So we should find out on Danny's mission sometime soon, hopefully, and go, oh, excuse me, hiccups, go from there. So oh, I know, I was going to talk about my concern with the SOS stuff. So the things that you do to help each other, the inns and the greenhouses, actually means, in some ways I can see why they're releasing it, but in some ways the world's not ready for that yet. And maybe they should have just announced that, hey, we had this part of... We know we promised tasks and lessons soon, but part of it requires would cause problems with social distancing, so we are waiting on those until the time is more appropriate. And I would have preferred that personally, but that's my opinion. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you later. Bye.